Hello, I've just been informed that if you wish to look fly like Ellip and myself, then you should click your way to creative.com. On this website is remarkable designs, t-shirts, jackets, hats, hoodies, sweatpants, and more to come. We also have courses if you're looking to advance in your musical endeavors. Once you visit our website, it's pretty awesome. But once you make a buy, it's remarkable. It supports the channel and me. Please don't tell Ellip I said that, but he has not paid me yet. So buy away. Let's continue this journey in creating a movement of creatives around the world that can create with their inner creative juices. Musicians, music producers, beat makers, singers, club promoters, whomever you are in this industry, join me while we expand. As Ellip always says, stay creative without rules, but I have another saying. May the creative forces be with you. I made it up myself. Some people may think I'm Ellip, but I'm really not Ellip. He doesn't look anything like me. This commercial is now over. Back to the video.
What's up, creative faces? Ellip on set from Creative Sound. What's good, everybody? This is a live stream, and I have a special guest that I'll bring on a little later today in the stream. But you already know what it is. We're gonna kick off the stream with a little cook up for a second. I'm looking at the comments, seeing who's in here. What's up, Heavens? What's good? He said I'm on. What's good, Marcus? What's good? We cool, ready to spark off. That's what's up. So this stream is pretty cool. This is one of my bros, but we're gonna cook up something right here, and basically in the spirit of the guest for the stream, we're gonna cook up something inside of arcade. Absolutely. So inside of arcade here, I got raw takes, and I was just playing with something, and I was like, cool, I like that. Let me turn on my metronome here. BMW, what's up? Big intro. Yeah, man, I'm I'm working on some things, trying to trying to bring it up a notch. You know what I mean? Jay Beats, what's up? Soul Avery, what's happening? And just as usual, we looking for thumbs up. So give me thumbs up on the video. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them in there. From time to time, I'll look back and forth at the questions. But we're gonna cook up something right quick. I apologize for my screen blinking. I thought I fixed the problem, but obviously not. But if you guys can just bear with me, uh, just bear with me. So let's see. All right, so I got Massive for my next track. Wrong key. Let's do that over. Let's bring that back. Take off arcade. Let me switch back over. To find this delay. All right, I'm gonna bring in some drums. Let's see. I don't really like the kick, so I'm gonna bring in something else, see what it sounds like. Change the, let's say, high pass filter. Man, my screen is just terrible. All right, let's see. What else we got? Yeah. Let's see. Let's add that one in there. Gonna bring this hi-hat in here. And the way I'm gonna do this here is, and this is Studio One, guys, just in case you guys don't know. So we're gonna bring yeah, there we go. Don't like how that. Let's bring in a bass. I'll go with Bass Master. And a lot of the stuff that I like to use, guys, is already in my description. Let's do that over. Three, four. Much better. And I gotta change the bass because I'm not really careful. I don't care for the hats right now. What if we shorten it? Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna stack a kick on top of that. So this one the C1, and I'm gonna have this one trigger that. Let's see what this one sounds like. Now the synth I want to use, I don't have it right now. So I'm just fiddling around in this one just because it's a synth. But what's good with everybody? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Focuz to vibe with me on this one. That's how we're gonna do that. So delete that and see what else we got up in here. Let's turn this down for right now. Woo. That was it. That was the sauce right there. Wait. Let's start that over. So a lot of times, like I'm listening to it now and it's not really giving me what I want at the specific area. So I'll just print this all the way out and chop it and move it to where I want it to go. Yeah. So I'll just print this down. And then I can just move it to where I want it. Because it sounds like it's doing not what I want it to do, which is fine. So let's get out of. And this is why arcade is so important. Boys and girls, you need arcade in your life. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna put that right there. And then I'm gonna turn this thing on and duplicate this so that it pushes everything back. Yes, indeed. Just like that. Turn this off. So now I can bring this back. And then we can go back and change the sound to something that makes sense. Sounds a whole lot better to me. And then I could just add on top of that. Oh, I want to combine it. Let's do that again. All right. So Studio One decides to quit. All right. So that's a great segue. That's a great transition. Because I would have been in there all day. So okay, back to me. So yeah, sometimes Studio One does that, especially how I'm doing things on my computer. There's a lot going on. So but the cool thing is that Studio One it does this save. It saves it, and it just depends on like how you set it. It can save every 3 minutes. It can save every 5 minutes. It can save every 2 minutes or every 1 minute. I have it mine's to save to like every 3 minutes. It just like randomly saves or whatever, and then you can get your file back or whatever. But I'm gonna shift gears. I didn't even save it, so but it's easy to find it and redo it. But that's fine. I just wanted to like go in for you guys and like show y'all a little bit, you know what I mean? Because that's what I do on the channel: music production, tips, tricks, that type of thing. So what's up, everybody? Marcus Payne is in the building. Havens Pro, what's up? What's up? All right. So well, without further ado, we're gonna shift gears right quick. As soon as I get this. So Focus Music. This dude right here, I've known this guy for quite some time, and it's crazy because I also met him through YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I meet a lot of you guys through YouTube, and this brother right here, uh, he's another one that's been following me for a while, and I didn't know. And then one day we linked up, and then it was like from there it took off or whatever. And then I started learning his credentials, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, this guy right here, very hard working, and this dude right here he's moving. He's like the next big thing right now. So as y'all know, on the graphic, you see that he has like 1 million streams on Spotify, and we'll definitely get into that. But this dude right here, it just goes to show you that if you persevere and you stay in the game and you keep going, no matter what obstacles is thrown at you, you know what I mean. You got to stay in there because there's going to be some sleepless nights. There's going to be some doors shut, or you think, you know, and it's going to seem like you're all by yourself, but you just got to keep going. And I am a living testament of that because there's been several moments where I felt like giving up and you know just man, who is going to pick me up or who is going to give me a chance. And then I just kept going, just keep doing it. And then you get people like Focus as be watching you, and and then other people that I've been honored to meet over the years, give you opportunities. And the first thing that they say is, yeah, man, I've been following you for years and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, man, why didn't you tell me that? But yeah, this dude right here is, is a phenomenal guy. And as you guys know him, he does a lot of arcade videos showing you guys some stuff in there. And he built a couple of kits inside the arcade as well. And yeah, so we just gonna have fun. This whole next segment is like for you guys to ask questions. So um, continue to give us thumbs up on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I'll give him a moment to like share his channel so that you guys can follow him and see what he got going on over there. But yeah, we're gonna switch things up right quick, and I'm gonna introduce you guys to my boy Focus Music. All right, Focus.
What's
What?
up, man? What is the deal, bro? I sure hate that Studio One stopped on you, bro, because I was thoroughly enjoying that joint that you had going. Oh my lord.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. It was crazy because like um when I first started it off, I had the idea in my head, and I'm like, man, and then when I kept trying to persevere through the track, I was kind of losing inspiration until I went back in arcade, and I was like,
Oh man.
oh, okay, there we go.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So y'all
Mm-hmm.
see,
That's
y'all
what
see, y'all
that's what
see why we use
that's
arcade now.
it's a cheat code, bro.
Yeah,
People don't understand, man. It's a cheat code, brother. That thing is more than I hear people all the time say, "Man, this oh, so you using loops?" And I'm like, "No, it's a little bit different than loops, man. It's not the same." But hey, to each his own. I don't hate on nobody, man.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, let's dive a little deeper into that. So loops, like the big thing, and this is probably why, like one of those things that old music heads come in, or I say old versus new. So
Hmm.
well, the hip hop world, there was a lot of samples, blah blah, blah whatever, and then a lot of us read about lawsuits that happens over the years, and and then you got those old heads. Like it just depends on, I guess, who they are. Like the hip hop heads, a sample all day, but you got the people over
Hmm.
here that did R&B. R&B more so didn't use samples back then, so it was more so like your real piano players and your real bass players and drummers and things like that. And then when they learn that we're using samples, they say we cheating, and is you're not really creative because you're using samples. And I used to think that, but I feel like it's samples that motivates or inspire. If you're using the beat nothing but samples, then yeah, there's no creativity there because you're just putting something together or whatever. But they are doing that. They definitely are doing that these days. But
Absolutely.
I mean, arcade is made in a way where it definitely, it's like an instrument. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I've had this discussion, man, probably a million times, bro. And I say this, bro. I say it just like this, man. Um, if you can play piano, drums, bass, synth, if you can play all those instruments, then go for it. I can't, and a lot of times I don't have time to find somebody that can. And I have been in studio sessions after studio sessions where people try to create from their own mind, and when you don't come up with that beat in the first minute or two, most times, especially getting in the game, people kicking you out the studio. I need the next producer to come in, and all that producer is going to do is go in there and hit a button, and that loop going to play. Creativity is going to spark, and it's going down. And that's the person that's going to get the job. Um, I'm a big stickler of creating, taking a loop and really making it your own. That's kind of what we do. Like you took that arpeggiated pad that you had and you chopped it up and you made it do what you wanted it to do. That's the creative part that I'm talking about. Stuff like that. Now know I know people that use what they call construction kits, where they put that baby in there and let it roll and call it their own, that they got from somewhere, and they just let it play. Now I ain't that producer, but if you don't want to deal, if you want to deal with that trouble later on, be my guest. But it's not me, man. I'm one of those people that's like this, man. Whatever you use to get your music out, go with that. Back in the day, producers used samples. They put a drum pattern to it, and some of the biggest hits that we listen at today are from those samples. So, hey, man, do what you like, but I've been in places where people do that and they get kicked out the studio. So, it's up to you.
Yeah, that's what's up. Because at the end of the day, it's like uh, the artist inspired to sing or rap on it, or whoever is involved in the project. I don't think that they're gonna go. Well, they may verify if everything is you, but I mean, a lot of times they're not asking. Oh man, that that sample, you know, they don't really care. They when they
No,
hear it, they vibe into it, and they're not. Well, this the beat sounds good, but I don't know if I can really get creative
hey, man.
because I got to make sure that you're not using samples
Yeah.
or something. But
Absolutely, man.
and the cool thing about arcade is everything is like royalty free, so it's like, bro,
And trust me, man, when you can take something in there and you use those modifiers, you use the repeater, you change the keys, you can speed it up, slow it down, you can play it in different keys and stuff like that. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same as a loop. I guarantee it's not the same as a loop.
absolutely,
Trust me.
absolutely,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, but that's the trick. That's the trick behind it, because arcade. I say even right now, arcade been out for a while, and uh, kind of want to be careful because now people are starting to sound alike. So
Yeah.
you have to use the tools in there to switch things up and bring it to your own, and that's the thing right there. Now I can definitely attest for that if some of the people who
Hmm.
has a problem with it. If you can go in there and see as you guys see me do, there's tools in there. You can switch things up and make it sound different, and then of course you can further. Like I have other tools on, plugins, whatever, that help me customize something to totally bring it home for me. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. Because that actually that's was the next step I was going. If Studio One never shut down on me,
And
but
and man, let me add this to what you just said too. A lot of times I'll do something like I'll start with a output loop. I get a track built, and I may take that loop out of it completely and let the track ride by itself and take other elements and add to it. So the the loop itself may just get the beat started. It may not even end up in the song in the end. It'll probably be completely taken out.
right,
Just depends on what's the vibe. The vibe is everything. That's everything is the vibe.
exactly,
Everything.
exactly. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. So bro, tell me like, okay, where you from? Like, how did you come up with that name? How did you get started? I know it's a loaded question, but
Oh man,
go ahead.
brother, man. So from the backwoods, brother.
The backwoods.
Glos- Gloucester, Louisiana, man. Anybody know where that's at? You're not human if you know what Gloucester, Louisiana is. Started out, man, playing drums, brother. True story. There's this guy named Papa here in this, and I'm in Shreveport now. Everybody know Papa in Shreveport now, man. And Papa used to play the drums, and I used to watch him play the drums, and I learned how to play by watching him play. That's how I learned how to play the drums. I played the drums for years based on just watching somebody. Like, if you ever seen Drumline and Nick Cannon would watch those cats do those sticks or whatever, and he would watch that. That was a true story for me. Because I don't know the first thing about drum theory, as in the counts or anything like that. Everything I do, I just play what I feel, and I go with that. I've been places where they say, "Hey, we're playing on a 7/8 pattern." I'm like, I don't know what that means. What the heck is a 7/8 pattern? I have no idea. And then, and so I said, just play it. Let me hear it, and then when I hear it, I catch it. But man, I grew up in the backwoods of Gloucester, man. Went to school here called North Dakota, and it's all country, all from the country, man. And just growing up, I played drums for churches, groups, bands, and the whole nine. I DJ for a couple years, and then I got into music production. And I'll tell you, man, I started out thinking that I was going to do one thing, and I end up doing something completely different.
Mm,
So that's how it goes sometimes. But you got to get in, you got to get started to know where you're headed.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely. Well, I always knew that I wanted to do music at some capacity, but I didn't know that I would land here where I am now. I had
Hmm.
um in this musical journey for me, like similar to you, I started out playing drums in the church. My father was a bass player and mom sings, so I was around music all the time. And then um I don't know, I just had this sudden desire to want to make music or whatever. It was like this keyboard at the church that had the ability to record like sequences or whatever. So I started uh my parents, I like to tell people we used to live at church. So it was like we were there before everybody and after everybody. And what do I do to make myself preoccupy myself? I figured out a way to make tracks on the church piano, and
Hmm.
and then had some more friends listen to what I was doing, and then that's how kind of that wave started for me, and I was like, you know what? I think I like this. This is really cool. And
Yeah.
you know, and then I had a buddy who let me loan me his keyboard, and I started that way. And then uh, uh, shortly after that, it took off. It took
Yeah.
off for me. So yeah, like I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, man. In
That's
high
what's
school, man, I played sports, bro. And I really would have loved to be in the band, but I was a pretty big dude, and they was like, "Oh no, brother, you got to play sports. We need you out on, we need you on the football field. We need you playing some basketball or something." And that's how I ended up with that. But I've always watched like the halftime show here at Grambling and Southern, the Bayou Classic, man. I used to always watch the halftime show. I don't care nothing about neither one of the teams. I just want to see the halftime show. And that's it, man.
same here. Same here.
Yeah.
I had the football coach walking around the school trying to recruit me like all
Yeah.
4 years. Like, hey, bro, you know, we need you on the team. I'm like, what? So I actually joined. I joined the football team.
Here we go.
Asked me how long. Asked me how long I was on the team. I went to practice. I went to practice, and I did like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Man, look,
That was it.
let me tell you, brother, I had a lot of moments on that field. I asked myself, what am I doing here?
Exactly.
I've had my face mask broke, had the wind knocked out me. I've had some stuff. I'm a pretty big dude, bro. So if somebody hit me that hard, I got to ask myself what life is about.
Yeah. Wow.
life, life get fuzzy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, man.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, man. For
So
sure, bro.
yeah, man. So like I was saying, like I didn't know. Like I just knew I wanted to be a music producer. That was my big
Yeah.
thing. At one point, I wanted to be a professional drummer, but yeah, that changed as years went by, got older, and
Yeah.
I wanted to do music, but no one told me that I will be the guy doing everything, like graphic design and making websites and
Oh,
doing this and that, like all the things that I do now, mixing. Like I never thought I would be mixing and mastering for people, and it's just like I never saw this coming. And
hmm
you know, so that's where we are right now today. You know, like if you're a beat maker, there are several things that you're doing in order to survive out here, and that's why it's great to be on social media. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
use it to your advantage.
You better. You better, especially these times where everybody watching social media. It's a great time to be using it to your advantage right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So like tell me like um let's talk about this a million streams that you got going on. So like
Oh, man.
what's the story behind that? Like I know it took a lot of work to get to this point,
Oh, brother.
so what was it?
Man, 3 years ago, um, this guy, ironically, named, everybody know him as Rocky Morningside right now. I don't know if you want me to put his personal name out there, so I'll leave it at Rocky. So
That's good.
back in high school, me and Rocky actually went to school together. Now we didn't hang together. I knew him, he knew me, and that was it. So fast forward, let's say what, 10 years from high school, I'm posting beats on Facebook. Just posting beats. I do beats. I put them out there. I was a quote unquote beat maker selling beats for 10 beats for $10. One of those guys that you see on Twitter these days.
Right.
And so I would just post beats on there, and he saw me one day. He was like, "Hey man, I didn't know you made beats, brother." And we hooked up from there, um, not knowing that was going to turn into a brother from another mother, man. That guy, me and that guy have been through the trenches, man. So 3 years ago, he had an idea to put together a hip hop album, basically. And so um, he did it. We put it together. We flew to LA, recorded the whole thing with the big homie, man, Earco, If you don't know Earco, you have been under a rock somewhere. Earco, Earco has engineer. He's a big engineer in LA, engineer for the likes of Jay-Z, Pitbull, people like that. Big time dude, man. We rented out a studio out there. Went out there, did 9 songs in 3 days. 9 songs in 3 days is not easy. You're in the studio from sun up to sundown. You're trying to get it all done. After that, we put that out. It didn't do what we thought it would do. You know, the vibe was there. We had the people there. It was a different sound, so we knew that it was going to be. We knew it was going to be risky. We knew it was going to be risky because it wasn't a popular sound that we was doing. And so we just kept pushing. So let's fast forward to probably a year ago. So a year ago, we let that album do what it do. We put music videos out in the whole nine. So the music videos on YouTube did its thing. It did some numbers there. I don't know how many numbers that was, but it was pretty. It was okay. It was up there. It wasn't like nothing that we was really looking for. We was expecting a whole lot more, but it just didn't do what we thought it was gonna do. So after that, we started creating this song that I was just creating one day called Moonlight. Um, when I created that, as a matter of fact, I created that track on Machine. The whole thing was on Machine. That was when I
Wow.
was completely Machine then. And Moonlight, when it first started, I did it without him even knowing that I did it. And one night at the studio, I'm just playing some tracks, and I played that song, that track, and he just was vibing to it. It was just that vibe. It was a crazy vibe to it, and so it was just an 8 bar pattern when I played it for him. So we structured it out to a song, put the song out. That song went to number 30. I want no 26 in the top 100 on the radio.
Wow.
So it did pretty well. It did okay. Um, then after that, the numbers started growing on Spotify. So that was a year ago. So 2 years, that song was the first one that hit 100,000 streams. Um, and then after that, 9 songs later, each song has had over 100,000 streams. We've had a couple that did 350,000. We've had a couple do 275. So the numbers are still growing. But yeah, man, and once you add all of those songs up, man, I hit a million, produced a million streams on there. Now, for all the people that see that and say, "Oh man, this guy got to be rich," no, I have a very small percentage of that stream, of those streams that they already cut you. Because I want to say Spotify is 3% or 10% or something like that. Whatever it is for the artist,
Yeah.
I get a percentage of that. So it's not a lot, but it just sounds like a lot. But it's a goal. It's a marquee point for me, just to have music on Spotify, one of the biggest platforms like that, that is spinning to that degree. And so we still got a lot of work to do, but it took us 3 years to get there. And it's a long road. It's a hard road. It's not easy. Um, I mean, if you think about someone like Cardi B that's getting a million streams on one song, so let that sink in for a little bit. But it was an accomplishment for me. It was an accomplishment for me, man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's great. So
Hmm.
it took you one person that
One person.
you bumped heads or not or bumped into, and
Hmm.
it just your career took off, so to speak.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, man. Every Tuesday we got together. Every Tuesday night, bro. 5, 6, 7 hours a night, and I have to work the next day. And so when you say sleepless nights, yes. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Sleepless nights, bro. When you get in, and don't let the vibe be there. You know how it is when the vibe is hitting. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
get in, it's like 3 in the morning. but the vibe is still going, so you can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, a lot of nights, man. Let's say it like this: I have produced with this one guy last year, probably somewhere near 100 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, somewhere near 100 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of work, man. A lot of work. We got music for for a moment. We got stuff we're about to start putting new stuff about to start putting out now. But man, it's a lot of stuff, a lot of work, man. A lot of work. Does not come easy.
Really cool. Really cool. Definitely important to link up with somebody with like mind work ethic and that's a special bond between a producer and a
Hmm.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's a bond I highly recommend, man. I really a lot of the guys that I do one-on-ones with, young guys, man, getting into this, you say, dang, I want to work with everybody. I want to work with as many people as I can. But man, if you get you three, four, five just solid artists that are putting work in, you'll have enough work to last you forever. And you got to turn down work. I've had to turn down work plenty of times because I have four or five odd artists that I'm working with solid and I won't move away from them because they're my first priority.
right. That's what's
Hmm.
up. That's what's up. Lock it in.
Yep.
That is what's up. All right. So with that being said, you've already mentioned that you started using machine to get you going. So like what what is your main doll now? Like what are you using mainly to make those hit records?
Man, speak of that, brother. Uh, man, I will tell y'all, man, from the uh, I guess you can call it K Sound Nights that's on on YouTube. His brother here turned me on to Studio One, like I want to say Studio One 3, and cause man, let me tell y'all, man, I started out with Fruity Loops. I think every producer in the world starts with Fruity Loops.
Mm-hmm.
Went from that to Acid Pro 3. I went from Acid Pro to Reasons, from Reasons to Machine, and from Machine to Studio One. I still use Machine now. So I use my main DAW Studio One with a co co-host of Machine, if you want to say it like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what's up.
But but yeah, K Sound turned me on to Studio One. So if Presonus is looking at this, K Sound was the guy that turned me on to y'all. And they from the hometown Louisiana, so I mean it was just a given, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was
No,
destiny.
no, let me tell you something, bro. I got the remember the Studio One course you had. I got the course from you, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, and the thing that grabbed me to Studio One was that drag and drop. That drag and drop
Yeah,
was everything, bro.
absolutely.
I I was using Pro Tools at the time.
Okay.
Pro Tools, man, and Pro Tools was the I'm not even gonna get into Pro Tools. I didn't like Pro Tools for what I was doing, and so that drag and drop with Studio One sold me completely. So whatever issues they have, it's okay because they got drag and drop.
Right. Right.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's kind of that's how I feel right now. Early in the
Mm-hmm.
stream when Studio One crapped out on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just was thinking in the back of my head like, but the drag and drop and the other things I like about it is so superior to what
Oh
just
my
happened
God.
on my live stream in front
Oh
of
my
all of my
gosh,
viewers.
bro. Oh my gosh, bro.
It's,
Man, I tried another dog and I thought I was like, man, I gotta get something that's gonna blah blah blah. And man, I tried that dog out for a little bit and I said, no, because I'm looking for certain stuff that it don't have, and Studio One is the only one that I know got it. So I had to go back to my baby. I uninstalled everything and went back to Studio One.
wow, that's yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments right now. What's up, Antoine Wallace? L up. He says
Antoine, what's up?
he says L up and Focus. What's up? What's up, brother? Thank you for joining the stream. Numbskull, what's good? Jay Beats. Okay. Here's a question. He said, "What is your thought process when it comes to making tracks?"
Oh man, there is no process, bro. Um, man, let me tell you, I'll share this with you. I think there's Jay Beats that said that.
Yeah.
Jay Beats, wait, Jay Beats. Let me tell you this, man. If you fall for the structure, you'll always be in that structure. Sometimes I'll come in, I may hear I may hear something in the drums that just sparks, it just sparks something, and I'll go with that. Sometimes I'll hit a chord or something, and it'll spark something, and I'll go with that. Um, I just make the music, bro. I let the instruments tell me what to do. I don't I don't I don't have a process, because I don't want to be in that process when it comes down to it. I'll tell y'all this, man. I was watching Timberland's thing that he was doing, and everything he did was based on just a vibe and a feeling. And that hit home for me because I'm the same way. I had this question for years, bro. I had this question for years. And I was like, man, what's the best process? What's the best process? And I stressed myself out about a process. And I just started making music. I just went for it. Whatever came from it just came from it. Um, a lot of times with film and TV, they give you a mood or a brief or a scene, and you have to create that scene. But I don't have a process to it. I go and I put myself in that scene, and I just let everything speak together. And when it starts speaking, I just go for it. So, man, I promise you, if you do that, your music will be so much freer. You'll have so much freedom in what you're doing, just because you don't have that structure that you're looking for. Every time you get on your keyboard, you go for these chords. You go for these chords, or every time you go, I got to find a drum that's going to do whatever, and just make the music. Just have fun making the music, man. That's my answer to that.
Wow. Amazing. That's what's up. So, I was actually well, based on what you just said. Um, I kind of had a similar idea to that. Um, yeah, it's there's no process for me either. It's when you live the life, so to speak. When you do this,
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
just comes natural, and you so this channel right here. This is the reason why I call it creative, right? So creative sound. That means by any means necessary, move far
Hmm.
away from the rules. You
Yep.
know, I don't do things the
Hmm.
same way all the time. Like I don't know. When I get an idea, a lot of times I'll use my phone and hum out an idea, or something may spark if I like playing through a specific instrument. I might go then and there. Um, I don't know. It's just crazy like how things just come about. It's just I always end up. It's just yeah. It's just like I always end up in front of the computer making some music somehow.
Right.
I don't know how I got there. You know,
Absolutely.
it's like one of those
Yeah.
like you do it, and you know, if
Yep.
if I was asked that question, like, how did you? I'm like, I don't know quite how. I had
Yeah.
to remember,
Have
like,
no idea.
yeah, how did I make this? I don't remember what, because it's not the same process all the time.
Yeah. It was that moment. It was the moment. And that moment came and that moment went. And I can I could be on a track, and if I don't finish that track that day and I try to go back and do it again from another moment, or if I don't really get the idea out, I won't finish it. I won't finish the vibe that was there at that moment
Uh huh.
because it's not there no more. It's
Right.
gone.
Right. There's no rules to this process. This is music. This is art. This like you're not going to a 9 to 5 and the first thing you do is clock in and then sign in, or then you got to do this and that, and it's
Hmm.
like when you in music, it's art. Like it's I mean, of course you have to know basic things in order to get rolling, and you have to
Right.
have a mind to understand music in the way where you know what the people want or whatever. But
Right. Hmm.
um, it's there's no rules to it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So that actually this is a segue into another question I had for you, and I guess we sort of answered it, but I just wanted to like ask it again, just to see what approach you would take. A lot of times I get the question. I was curious to see what you thought about it. So like the question is, when you start a track, do you start with the drums first, or do you start with the chords or melody first? Like, what is your
Mm.
process?
Oh man, I have no idea. I don't. It just depends, man. It can be some little that will that'll just boom. It'll just create some. I was in working with this guy right now, man. Shout out to Salim, and he's been sending me stuff and sending me stuff and sending me stuff, and it was. I'm listening to his. He's been sending me vocals so I can create the track to the vocals,
Right.
and I'm sitting there listening to the vocals, and the vocals just start speaking to me of beatboxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so went to beatboxing on out arcade, and I found this one, and it just said boom. It was just some crazy sound like that,
Right.
and that sound was the one that created the entire track. That one sound, everything was built from that, and there was no chords, there was no anything at that moment. But that little sound was the thing that created the chords and the pattern and the progression and all the stuff that come with that. But it just, everything for me is just a spark of something that hits, and when it hits, I just go with it. I just go for it.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's what's up. Same here. Those of you that know me, I started out playing drums, and I actually mentioned that. But like a lot of people think that I start off with drums because I'm a drummer. And yeah, naturally I'm a drummer and I've been doing it for years and blah blah blah. But that's not necessarily what I start out with when I'm doing production. It actually it's the opposite. The drums come very last in the process. I don't be thinking about drums because I said this on my other stream the other day. I said that like when I start something as a drummer, I wait for everybody else to give me a vibe, and I'll go in and adjust myself to the vibe, and I kind of go
Hmm.
with that. That's kind of how I work. I need to feel for everything first, and then it just come, and then I just vibe and groove, to that accordingly. So yeah, man, yeah, it just
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
It's just sparks.
yeah, so
Mm.
what are your go to plugins?
Oof. Of course, we know arcade. I ain't gonna talk about arcade. Anybody know me know I love arcade. Even before I started working for Output, I love arcade. Um, I love arcade, and I love um, that whole bundle that Output has. The analog strings, the brass, and the signal, and all that. Those are my go-tos, man. I go in there, and a lot of times I will start from scratch,
Hmm.
and I'll do when you, in arcade in output, any of their bundles they have these two sides, and I'll go in and find. I'll mute this one, and I'll take this one, and I'll just go in there and click on some sounds, see what sparks what, and then I'll take another one, and I'll see what vibes with that best, even if I have to line it up a certain kind of way. But it'll give a sound, and from there. It's all about twisting knobs to see what sounds like what. Um, but man, that output bundle that they have is my go-to for the last year. For the last year, that's been my go-to for everything because it allow you to do what you want to do. I want to create sound that nobody else have. I want to go in there and create a pad that does something a little special. When people hear me, they say, "Man, where did you get that pad from?" And I'm like, "Brother, you'll never get it. You'll never get that pad. That pad is not available." But and then because when I do them, I delete them. I mean, I use them one time and I get rid of them. There's some that gives me a little bit more room to do other stuff, and I'll save that for. I'll just save it in one of the things that they have. But other than that, man, I created for that moment, and I'm done with it. But that's my go-to.
Nice,
That's my go-to.
nice, nice. Well, I thought you was gonna give me a slew of plugins that you like to use, and I was gonna like break it down. But like, if you had to pick only two plugins, what would it be? Like, if you could pick two plugins to make a full track, and that was
Oof.
it. Like, what would it be? I already know
Um.
arcade.
Yep. Arcade and I'm gonna say some other than output. Arcade and um massive,
Massive.
massive X,
Okay.
massive X, massive X, brother. Whew. They got some stuff in there, man. And it's another one. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret about Focus. I like anything that has a lot of buttons, and you got 5 or 6 different ways you can do this or do that. Them my plugins right there. I love that kind of stuff. Just to go in there, I'll spend a day. I'll think I'm going in to make something, but I'll go in there and be looking, and it'll be a whole day. And next thing I know, all I wanted to do is find something. That's all I want, and I'll save it and use it for the next time. So Massive X and Arcade, man. I can take those two and run the world.
That's what's up. So you guys that are looking, I appreciate your thumbs up. Continue to pound that like button. We're looking for
Yes,
likes. Give us more likes if you're not subscribed. I we in the middle of the screen, the stream. Tell us where they can find you right quick on YouTube.
man. I'm gonna type it. I'm on the thing here, and I'm gonna type it in here.
Okay, cool. So he gonna type that for you guys, and if y'all want to like go over there right now and check him out, subscribe to his channel as well. Please do so. This is one of those dudes that you need to subscribe to. Absolutely.
Did I spell it right? Yeah, it's right. Okay, yeah. There it is. I put it in the. Put it in the. I put it in the chat.
Cool, cool.
Y'all come on over, man.
And also, right quick, while he's doing that, I want to let you guys know that if you guys were looking for like one-on-one sessions, if you're using Machine or Studio One, let me know. My email is in the chat right now. I'm putting it there now. I am doing that now. Now that I have more time to like, do music or whatever. You guys need that type of help. Just send me email. I already done several of them so far, and a lot of you guys, well, there was a few of you guys that said, well, I didn't know you actually do that, so I was contemplating asking you. So now you know I'm promoting it. You guys want that one-on-one session? Absolutely, hit me up. I am available. We can schedule something, and all I want to do is just help people. So that's what's up. So let's go to the comments and see like who asks what. I seen a couple come in. Here's one. The man says, what impact does having commercial music or related degree have when when it comes to making it in the industry?
I think I'm trying to make sure I understand the question correct. What impact does having commercial music or a related degree? Well, let me say this. The man. I just want you to know that used to be one of my usernames back in the day. The man. uh, man, I don't have a degree, brother. It's one of those things that just kind of that was a part of my structure, so to say. I've loved music. I mean, I for years I used to wonder why if I'm listening at a song, my ears can pick up all of the instruments in the song. I can hear them. It dissects the song down, and I can hear it. That from that and just looking at people do what they do is inspiring. And so having a commercial music as far as I'm thinking you're saying as far as just in having it. Are you saying? I'm hoping you're saying commercial as in the industry itself,
Yeah,
or
that's how. Yeah,
okay,
I'll take it.
okay,
I'll take it that way. Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah. All right. So, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I don't think of none of that. Um, I just create music, bro. I don't look for it, or I don't worry myself about the that side of it. I just make music, man. That stuff can get so. I've been duped so many times musically. I will tell you, know your business. Please know your business. If I could give you any advice, know your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know business, people will get you. I don't care how nice they seem. I don't care what they tell you, they will get you. So know your business. That's first. Number two, just continue to make good music. And I'm saying this when I say that. Make music that feel good to you. Make it that feel good. Let people critique you and let people tell you what could make it better. But make music that's just with you. The industry is gonna be the industry. It don't change. It hadn't changed for as long as I can remember. Um, there is no there is no one answer to the industry. It's really based on who you're dealing with. If I'm dealing with somebody like let's say if I got two different artists or I'm working with two different groups, one of them is Migos and the other one is Roots. I have to approach both of them differently. There is no one way because the Migos is gonna have a whole completely different outlook on music than the Roots band is. And so you gotta learn how to adapt in those situations and make sure your business is together, but don't worry about the commercial, the industry and all that stuff. Just make good music. Make good music and know your business. Know when there's a good opportunity. Know when the opportunity is not there. Conduct good business. Be on time. If an artist is looking for you to produce something in 2 days, and if you commit to that, make sure that you do that because your name is everything. And if they know you for being late, they won't work with you. I know plenty of people that they just come up late when it's time to get stuff done, and you just can't trust them. And the people that I know that work with them won't work with them again because of that. So the industry is gonna be there. Just make good music, have good business, and be professional. And that's the biggest three things I can give you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Dummy.
just yeah. And for me to add to that, I'll say you have to know where you want to go, like where you see yourself. Because there's different types of people in the industry. You got the people who just make music for their friends and buddies, which by the way sometimes work in their favor and they end up blowing up like that
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Mm-hmm.
if you're trying to do commercial, I say the impact for me, commercial type music, it's a great impact because it allows you to attach yourself to industry commercial industry people, and
Yep. Absolutely.
um it puts you out there farther. But it depends, like that's an
Mm-hmm.
angle, but then there's also an underground market
Yep.
where you go pretty
Mm-hmm.
far as well. So it just depends on.
Mm-hmm.
So just like what Focus said, like just make good music and just this is art. Like just
Hmm.
but if you have a goal, then you definitely have to practice your craft and constantly
Yes.
do it. That's the thing. You got to constantly do it, especially right now during these times where we have nothing but time. There's
Hmm.
definitely a market for people, perfecting their craft and just getting into it more and more. And of course, if you connect with me one on one, I can definitely help you get there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, and also Focus as well. Subscribe to him. I'm sure he's open to reach out. Collab with some of you
Hmm.
guys because I know Focus like that.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely. You know it.
yeah,
And I add to that for the man too. Also, I'll share this quick story with you, bro. Recently, within the last week or so, I had a situation came up where they needed a certain type of music, and I didn't have it. I wasn't available. I didn't have it available. So know what's out there. Know what's out there. Number one, I will tell you this too. Number one, before I even go there, know where your strength is. Know your strength is and hit your strength. Like if you have a strength in whatever it is, know that strength. And but also know what's out there. So when this company came to me about this music, I didn't have it available because of everything that's going on. I just haven't been focused on the industry and what's going on now.
right.
So I was not prepared. So having good business, be prepared. So know what's hot, know what's out there, know what they're looking for. I'll give you a good example of this. In October, maybe September, October, the holiday season is coming up. There's Thanksgiving. There is even before that. There's October. There's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So if you know how to make those that music, you should be making that music in the summer and finding libraries that will place that music. You
Right.
cannot do it in December. You got to do it in the summertime and start spitting, start looking up some libraries and getting that music to them because they're going to be looking for Christmas music, or they're going to be looking for music that feel good at Thanksgiving, or they're going to be looking for music to play on the parades and Halloween and this and that. So just
Exactly.
being ahead of it and focusing on it, man. Stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a good thing that you mentioned placements or whatever because I get that a lot as well. Um, yeah, there's a lot of companies out here that's especially now
Oh yeah.
that
Oh
you
yeah.
can find. I don't have any links right now. Maybe I can like work on like providing some links together. But that is also another market for you guys. So like actually music placements in TV, film, that type of stuff. Those areas, those are very. That's a significant market because
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
now actually if I was thinking about it, that would actually be the difference between commercial music and film, like placement music.
Mm-hmm.
Placement
Yes.
placement getting your music in like placed or whatever is so much easier than it is the commercial field because there's a certain sound they're looking for. It's a certain work ethic like
Mm-hmm.
Focus just mentioned, like if you're not on time, you can kiss your
Oh.
career bye, and
Yes, you can.
the industry do talk. So
Yes, they do.
if you get blown on
Like,
one project, you're not going down the street and working with somebody else.
yes,
They gonna be like,
you
hey,
can't.
bro, this
You
dude right
can't get
here,
blackballed.
exactly. So,
Hmm.
but in the placement world, there are still deadlines. But
Yes.
if you screw one deadline, you could definitely find something else and take a shot at
Yeah.
that. So I mean,
Hmm.
it's a little
The,
forgiving. And
the the whole thing with film and TV is this, man. It's like following instructions is the number one thing that I
exactly,
tell
exactly,
anybody I talk to because you'll go to a library and they have specific ways that they want you to submit music,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll just submit it without knowing or not reading or not going through it all,
Right.
and they won't listen to it because you didn't submit it correctly. You didn't submit it the way that they need you to do it. So they number one, tell them that you don't follow directions. And if you can't follow directions, when you get a brief, you can forget it.
Yep.
You can forget it because those briefs tells you everything that you need to know. They're gonna go very detailed of what you need, and if you can't follow it on the submission part of it, they're not gonna take a chance on you doing it on the brief part of it.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Definitely. Gotta follow instructions, follow the details, read it 5 times before you get started.
yes,
A
yes,
lot of times they will also send you uh they'll send you like reference tracks sometimes. Like
yeah,
we want it
yep,
like this, and then
yep,
you got to go in and do your homework and pull
yep.
sounds and kind of like do something similar. Don't steal it, because
Yeah,
definitely
please don't steal it. Nah,
you run into
cause
copyright issues. But yeah, follow
well,
details.
and a lot of times, man, they're looking for sounds that nobody else. Everybody want a sound nobody else has
Mm.
when it comes to film and TV. They want that. If you ever look at a movie or a TV show and you hear something, you're like, "Dang, that sounds weird," but that's the stuff that they're looking for. That's what they want. If when they send you a brief, please, please don't do anything that sound like the reference tracks, cause oh my gosh, that. Oh my gosh, I got an email. It wasn't to me directly, but it was to everybody, and the company was like, "Look, if we wanted to place that music, we could just place that music. We don't need that music. This is supposed to be for inspiration."
Right.
And man,
Exactly.
I was like, "Dang, who did that?" Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So,
Yeah.
I think I had another question. Oh, here's a good one. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. Now, this is something.
Throw it up on the screen.
This is
Throw
something
it
we
up
deal
there.
with very heavily in the industry right now. Almost everybody do this. All right.
Yes. Let's see it.
Now, J Beat says, "What do you think about crack software?"
Oh, oh man.
Um,
All right, man.
yeah,
Here we go.
yeah. Go ahead.
Here we go, man. I will put it out there like this. If you get caught, you can be fined
Mm,
very heavily. It can really cost you a lot of heartache. Example, there's a guy that I know. I don't know him, but I've watched him tell his story, and he had the infamous FL Studio, and he had a crack version of it, and he was doing videos like on YouTube with a cracked version of with a cracked version of Fruity Loops.
a slew of them.
And yeah, and Fruity Loops reached out. Oh, I think their name is Imagine Line. Is that the name of that
Yeah.
company? Yeah,
Image. Yeah. Something like
Image Line or
yeah.
something like that. Reached out to this guy in an email and say, "Hey, I need you to pull down all of your videos that you did with this crack software, and or we're going to sue you and we're going to make sure that you don't, they're going to probably blackball them or something like that." So just imagine you put up maybe a year and a half, 2 years worth of videos that you got to go pull down because you have cracked software.
Mm,
Now, some of you may be saying, "Well, I don't do YouTube videos, I just make music." Okay, cool. Um, um, they have ways of knowing that if you're cracked or not. Um, First thing is you can't update. That's the first thing. You can, but you gotta do the whole thing to find it or whatever the case may be. But just so you know, they have a way of knowing if you're using crack or not. So will they spend that time to do that? Probably not. Nobody cares unless you're making a bunch of money. Now, if you somebody like Soldier Boy was back in the day when he was had a crack version of Fruity Loops and was making all that money with it, that's a
Oh yeah,
different story.
yeah.
But yeah, that's a different story. But um, I know that everyone don't have money to keep up with everything that's out there. Um, I'll say this: if you have crack version, please have plans on getting the original version. Um, Now I understand the hustle. Trust me when I tell you I understand the hustle. Um, Been there, done that. But in the end, I end up purchasing everything that I've ever had. Um, and so my advice is just have a goal to get the original version, man. It's like just imagine you put out a beat and the beat is crazy beat. It's got a lot of motion going on. You got people rapping on it in the whole nine. Or you got people that want to rap on it in the whole nine. They want to get it, they want to buy it, but somebody stole it from your SoundCloud, hacked it, and put a song out on it. And you got to ask yourself, would you want that done? Like, does that now just say they homeless? Maybe they got a skill, but they don't have the money to pay you for your beat. They want it for free. You can't give it to them for free because you're trying to make money on it, and they just taking a rap on it. It does not feel good. So even though I get it, I understand it. I'm not downing. Please don't take what I'm saying as I'm downing people that do it. I understand. I'm just saying just be careful with it and make sure that have a plan on getting the original version, man. Be original, man. Stick to the go on, spend that money, man. Go on, spend that money. Sell you a couple beats, get you a couple beats in, and just go buy it, man. Just go buy it.
Yeah, BMW says buy your software.
Buy your
Absolutely,
software, man.
absolutely,
Buy it, bro.
absolutely.
Trust me, it's a lot of headache that you just don't have to deal with, man. You just buy it.
Yeah,
Just go buy it,
yeah. Now keeping it real, I've owned crack software as
man.
well, and
Yep.
when you get started, just like Focus said, you don't have the means of income to purchase because these plugins.
Yep.
I'm telling you, just the other day, I bought what was it, Neutron by Out Ozone.
Oof.
That plug-in by
Two
itself was like
three
three
hundred dollars,
three
man.
hundred $400. I'm like, just a
Yes.
plug-in, bro. That's a
Yes.
DAW.
Yeah. It really
That's a
is.
DAW
Because
that
I
comes,
paid
yeah.
$3.99 for Studio
All
One.
right, that's a DAW with all of the bells and whistles, and you make music, blah blah, and that's just one
uh,
plug-in. Yeah, so I get it. It's definitely, but like it makes me feel good that I own these products because when the update, just like Focus mentioned, when the update comes
yes,
out,
man.
I can take advantage of the updates. And when they do updates, guys, they be doing some amazing things. Like they'll add, you
Yes.
know, um, for instance, like arcade, for instance, they add new
Mm-hmm.
sounds in there like every
Every
day.
day.
So
Every day.
it's definitely. I don't even know if you can have a crack version of arcade like that's just impossible
I
because
don't think so.
yeah, because it's a subscription model. But like
Mm-hmm.
just any other plugin, like it pays to have a license to that plugin. And I get some of you guys that ask me, "Hey man, can you send me a copy? What's that you using? Can you send me a copy of that?" Nah, bro, I can't do that because
Yeah.
all of my stuff is licensed, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I yeah,
Then put you at risk.
right. Yeah, and most of
Mm-hmm.
the times they only come with like one or two computers that you can put them
Oh
on,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah. They slick. They
oh
slick
yeah,
with
I was like, yeah, we're gonna get that, bro.
it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
that's a brother. Oh yeah, he's gonna try to share that with the community. So we're gonna make it two for him. Only two for him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Buy your software, buy your plugs.
Yeah.
Um,
Just buy it, man.
if you
Please buy it.
if you can't afford them, there's something awesome that Splice is doing now. They're allowing people to
Mm-hmm.
pay monthly on the plug-in. Now that's a subscription, but it actually goes towards the purchase of the plug-in. That's how I
Yep.
did. What's this synth? I can't think of the name of it. Um, it's not silent, but it's It's not synth master. It's the synth that everybody is going crazy about. But anyway, I bought it. It took me 12 months to buy it, and yeah, me too. It was
Yeah,
like
man.
$10
Yeah,
a
man.
month, and then
Yeah.
I own
Hey,
it now.
man. There's another one, man. No plugs intended, but man, I want to say it's affirm.com,
Hmm.
affirm.com. Man, they give you they will and I don't know if I think it's I want to say it's credit based. I don't know for a fact. Don't quote me on that part of it.
Okay.
But man, they'll give you they have this limit that they'll give you, and you can take that and purchase equipment and pay for it monthly. Now you got to hit that interest rate. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but I've got a couple instruments and plugins through that way. I paid more than I normally would have paid for, but I couldn't find it monthly anywhere.
Right.
But I did what I had to do, man.
Yeah.
Did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's always a cost of um
Mm-hmm.
paying on something monthly, but it's $500 or 10-20 bucks a month, and you can get it started
Yep.
immediately, and over time you own it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They may charge it, they may upsell the
It's a
$100 or so, but you know
yep. Man, look, people gotta look at it like, man, it's an investment.
right.
And
There
that's
you
what you
go.
gotta look at.
There you
It's
go.
an investment to your business. And again, going back to having good business, you gotta make good decisions and purchase the things that you need and let it make money for you.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I did. um
Yep.
when you get it, I mean, these things are expensive, but I make the money back, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Absolutely.
it's it's
Absolutely.
it's definitely worth it.
Yep. It's a goal, man. Just set yourself a goal. I paid $200 for it. I got to make that $200 back and invest it. That's how it go.
That's what's up. So to that question earlier, about music, like what impact music has, commercial or to what degree, blah blah, whatever. So BMW went in and said, degree will help you with networking, and I can attest for that. I
Yes,
have a
it
degree.
will.
I have a degree in music production, and I'll say this: like, you don't need to go to school to get a degree for music or anything like that. But the thing that I took out of it was like just meeting a bunch of people, like-minded people that were
Mm-hmm.
students just like me, and I even linked up with some of the instructors that was doing things, because the projects that we had to turn in for our assignment, some of my instructors was digging what I was doing, and I got
Yeah.
you know a little edge, doing it that way. So I mean, definitely, the networking aspect of it. But like, if I had to tell you, like, what a degree do for you as a music
Mm-hmm.
producer, it really doesn't do anything for you. You can go to school, pay all that money, but at the end of the day, you got to get out there and grind. You
Yes.
know,
Have to.
and it was a big deal, when I was coming out of, because I went to Full Sail, so there was a lot of guys that's kind of like crapping, giving Full Sail crap or whatever, and it was, a lot of people were saying, yeah, they're a scam, they're a fraud, they don't work, blah blah, and this and that, and you know, some of them guys graduated, they didn't get a job placement, blah blah, and my thing is, they're not gonna, they do give you leads on what's going on, and it's your job to go out there and sell yourself. Take the knowledge that you learn in school and apply it, and go out there and get those jobs on your own. They can't
Yep.
they can't sit you like, hey, this guy, he graduated from my school, we need you to give him a job. It don't work like that. You know what I mean?
No.
You have to. The one thing I did when I was going to school, and this is the thing that helped me. This is a jewel for you guys. So when you go into class every day, you take that knowledge that you're learning and you apply that immediately. So that's exactly what I did. I took a couple of courses, well, most of their courses, but there was this one specific course that came up. It was mixing, and then there was one with a little bit of mastering in there. I just so happened to be working on a project that I was struggling with the mix, and I took that course, and I kind of like uh uh delayed the project that I was working on, just so I could take the course and see what he was gonna teach me. And then he was showing me tips and tricks, and I was like, "Ooh, yes!" And then I went back to my session and applied some of that same stuff to it. I was like, "Yes, okay, now I'm ready to send this off to my client." You know, so
Yeah.
you got to apply immediately, because if you just sitting there in class taking a bunch of class and you're not applying that stuff, you will forget it when it comes time to graduate and move forward to life. You're not gonna remember all the stuff that you learned, and then you go back and you blame the school for you not obtaining the knowledge that you learned in school. So yeah, yeah, but school is great for networking. But
Yep.
if I was to tell anybody, I'll say don't waste your money going to school, because it's not going to help you. I mean, it can, but it just depends on where you are and what you're looking for. You may need a little bit more than school. You may need to like watch a lot of videos and study and practice. It just depends on who you are, but it's not
Hmm.
worth it to spend money if you thinking that that's what's going to get you in the industry. That's a better
Right.
way to put it. If you think that that's the
Hmm.
key to the industry, then you are not thinking straight. You know.
Nope. Mm-mm.
So yeah. So uh, Antoine Wallace says machine and arcade. I thought he said machine or arcade. I'm like, man, don't do that.
Yeah, I think he said that. I think he said that when we was talking about two plugins that we use.
Okay, okay. All
Yeah.
right, yeah, okay. So that's what's up. Machine and arcade, yeah, yeah. You could definitely make some
Yeah.
fire there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see this next question. JB says, so Focus, do you mix and master your own tracks? If so, how long does it take?
Yes. I I do. I don't spend a lot of time on it because a lot of. Okay, I got two parts to this question. Before, when I was putting up beats on my website, yes, I spent a lot of time doing it just because I wanted it to sound good and I wanted to have space for the artist. So you had to leave headroom and all that other good stuff. Um, but since now I'm working more direct with artists, I don't spend a lot of time mixing. My go-to is Ozone. Ozone is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have Ozone 8. I hadn't moved to 9 yet, but I have 8, and so I use all of the plugins. What I do is they in Ozone they have this thing where you can hit a button. It will you set some certain settings, and it will do the setup for you, and then I just create from there. Because one thing with that is that they're doing it based on the instrument and not towards the track itself. So
Mm,
there's a difference.
right.
So if I'm mixing an instrument, then I can take that and just use that and just tweak a little bit here and there. But when you're creating a track, you have to make certain room for all the instruments to fit that you're doing. So if I'm doing a string, it's going or a pad, it's going to EQ the pad and compress the pad based on the pad alone. But if I'm putting it to a track, a lot of times I'm cutting the bottom end out of that pad because I want that for my kick and bass or something like that. So Ozone is what I use. If I was still doing it more where I'm doing the beat and sending them out, um, I would probably still use Ozone. Probably not as much as I use now. And it would probably take me a little longer because I got to think about the artist in that particular session. Or now I'm sending and they're sending them off to engineers to get it done. So that's kind of how I do it now. I will put a beat together and put a vocal to it just so you can vibe to it, you can hear it. Maybe there's something else that you want to add to it or something like that. But I don't spend a lot of time making it sound like radio ready
Right.
track or anything like that because they're going to do that with the engineer and I'm on to the next track. So I would say if I could put it in time frame when I was doing it to put it up on a website, I would say probably 3 hours maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends on what it is. If I'm now, it takes me about 30 minutes, if that,
Right.
just to get it right, just enough to where they can hear it and hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, Ozone has
So,
some pretty cool presets. So,
oh yeah,
they
oh
do
yeah,
get you set up pretty good, and them presets are pretty
uh,
good.
yeah, great start to it. A great start.
Yeah.
Um, from scratch, a great start versus coming from scratch trying to create the EQing and the compression and all that stuff. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when you putting up tracks online, I think Ozone like you're gonna find some things on YouTube that people have different techniques
Mm-hmm.
as it. But I'll say if you trying to push the limit, to where you like making the track loud, in terms of mastering, then that would be cool for uploading your beats online for people to listen to and kind of, or it might be good to ride around in the car or like pop in,
Right.
in your phone and play the music or whatever. But if you're working with an artist, that's a little different. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when it's ready to go to the studio, you should not be sending them a mastered file.
No,
You need
should not.
that you do not do that because
Mm-mm.
they're going to go through a process, and that process requires even your music to be stripped down even further, and like it's just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's better to send your stems, that way the mix engineer can do what they need to
Yes.
do, and give them control. But I'll say every scenario is different. It just depends on
Yeah.
who it is
Mm-hmm.
you're working with and what's the goal. There's been moments of where I send stereo track and it worked fine, and then there's been other instances where I send the stems because they
Mm-hmm.
want more control, because something in the track is fighting with something else that they're doing vocally or whatever, and it just bass by bass scenario.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was a good question.
Good question.
That was a good
Good question.
question. So here's a let me see which one. You guys give us thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I seen several of y'all come in and out, and you know,
Yep.
need
Send those thumbs
that
up.
thumbs up. Okay. I was reading this question, making sure I understood, and that I hopefully I didn't butcher this, but J Beats, hey, y'all need to ask questions. Like, J Beats is on the roll right
JB's
now.
got that
He
man got
got
it
it
going
on
on
lock.
today.
But
Hey,
I'm going to have to send this brother a free T-shirt just for answering questions.
come on, come on now.
Motivate the crowd,
Yeah.
crowd participation. Okay, he says, should you start a music career when one is older, or it is a waste of time trying to become a producer?
Mm.
Now, let me take a shot at that, because I had to tell somebody this the other day. It does not matter how old you are.
Does does not matter, man.
That's the great thing about music production. You could be 80 years old, and if you making hot beats, fire beats, yo, it
Yep.
you can win a Grammy for making
Yes,
a
you
beat.
could.
80 years old, you may be struggling to get up there on the cane, but it is what it
Right.
is. You
As long as your fingers work.
now it's a little bit different if you singing or you rapping. At that point, I'll say there's no limit on the age, but you can't get up there on stage struggling and out of breath and can't
Right.
perform. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be able to keep up with these young kids. Now, if you are one of those persons that say you like 60 and you got that energy like that, and you look like you
Yeah.
young, then yeah, you could definitely
Right.
do your thing. Most definitely.
Man, I'll tell you, J Beats, man. No, if you old, know your audience.
Yeah.
Know who you are reaching out to. Um, I don't really do trap beats. There's a lot of trap beats producers out there, and I don't compete with them at all because they have their game locked. And so a lot of my music is more instrumentational, if that's a word. Um, it's a little bit more complex in a sense, um, because that's what I like doing. I have to be having fun doing what I'm doing.
Right.
If I'm not having fun, it's too much like work. And so my audience, I don't want to say old or young because I have younger generation artists, but they like complex music. They like to. I have this one chick. Her voice is an instrument. I
Mm.
love the way she uses her voice, and so I don't do a lot of instrumentation with her because her voice is doing it all. And so if I come up with a crazy progression that just fits what her voice is doing, her voice will take over the space of all the other stuff. And I just come up with a drum pattern to match what her voice is doing, or I don't always like to say match. Maybe it complements what her voice is doing. So you just got to know your audience. Age don't matter. Age does not matter when it comes to what we do. I agree with K Sound when I say if you performing, that's a different scenario. But production, age don't matter. As long as you know who you reaching out to, who you want to be on your music, not what you're trying to convert somebody to do. Because I started trying to convert people. No, man, you need to do this kind of music. That trap is gonna get old. Ain't nobody gonna
Right.
listen to it no more. But then I found people that just like what I do. Those are the ones that I've connected with, and that's why I say I don't have to work with a million different people. Give me 5, 6 solid people that's willing to do the work, put the money into it, and invest in themselves, and I'm good. We can go with that. But I know my audience.
Right.
I know who I'm reaching out to. I would probably never work with anyone popular in this past maybe 6 or 7 years or so, something like that. Because I don't do trap beats. I can do them, but I don't. They ain't really my forte, so
Right.
to say.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what's up. I've noticed that actually listen to your music. I'm like, yeah, this dude, he likes to get into things that like I'll listen like, oh, I never thought of that. I never wow, that's different. That's definitely different. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that sparked my interest. I'm like, yeah, this dude, like he knows how to take creativity and go another level. And then a lot of times, hey, you be having like those fire artists on there, vocalists on
Yeah,
there, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
man.
that takes the track a whole nother level.
But it's the difference between working with someone directly and sending beats to someone
Mm,
that you don't really know.
right.
That's the difference in the music. Because when I had my website up, I had artists on them then, but it didn't sound like we connected with each other because the track wasn't specifically made for them, so to say. It was just a track that I put out there and they liked it. But now more of my artists are married to the track that we're doing because it's catered to what they're doing. It's catered to, I can come up with a pattern, and if their vocals are doing something different, then I change towards their vocals. So the song is structured to them specifically. So that's the difference between it all right there.
Cool, cool. So real quick, the man said, could you elaborate on what you mean by underground market? So when I mention underground market, that mean you got the commercial market where your music being played on the radio and you on the
Hmm.
billboard and winning Grammys and that type of thing. But then the underground market is like the unheard,
Yeah.
people you don't really know, but there is the underground market is a big market and there's a lot of people who know. It's kind of like their commercial
Yep.
underground. So when I say underground,
Hmm.
I'm talking about clubs. um I guess in the techno world it'll be like those rage clubs and things like that. It's definitely a
Yep.
market for like those specific people who like music like un the opposite of commercial music. Like it
Hmm.
cannot sound like realistically that's the rules. Like your music cannot sound commercial. It has to be like different and like
Yep.
provocative in a way where it yeah. So there is a market for
A big
underground.
market,
Yeah, it's a huge market.
huge
I
market.
don't want to say it's bigger than the commercial world, but it's pretty
Mm-mm.
huge. So you could be well known on the underground market, but it's underground.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know about it. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's a huge market
Yeah.
over there.
And I'll speak to that, man. Just think about it. Who said that? The man was
Yeah,
it?
the man.
Man, I'll say this to what Ellup just said, man. It's like a market where it's almost untapped in a sense
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's in the industry. Everybody make beats to be in the industry. Everybody want to be known. They want to be the famous producer or whatever the case may be, and that's cool. I'm not against that in no means. But that underground market are the ones that will take you to the next level creative wise. Those are the ones that'll be in the film and TV, on the commercials, on the reality shows and stuff like that. Because in most of those reality shows, most of the TV shows, they can't play popular music that's already out because of copyright infringements, and they have to get permission to do that. But it costs. You know how much it would cost to put a Beyonce song on a commercial or a movie or something like that? Millions, because she's who she is. But if I can get me somebody that sound like Beyonce that may not be known,
Right.
they're
They
underground.
just looking for
Well, that
opportunity.
person, absolutely, they just looking for an opportunity. Well, now you're talking about thousands,
Yeah.
but you still you get. I mean, just think about this, man. Think about this. Let's say if you're a producer and you sell your tracks for $250, right? And let's say you got an album that's got 10 songs. And so you got 10 songs, 250 a piece. Maybe you gave them a discount because they bought it in a bundle or whatever the case may be. So let's just say $200 a track and you got 10 songs. So you're sitting at about what, 2 grand, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And so let's just say you got at any given time, you got 4 or 5 artists working. Let's say you work on one in December, one in March, one in July, one in whatever. Now you got streams coming, you got your money flowing all throughout the year with people that you've been working with over this time frame, and they are working with you. They call you, they contact you when it's time to do their music because they will take you and make you their producer. That's how it works. That's how it works. If you find an underground person and you fit to them and y'all just bond, they will make you their producer. If you go to if any one of you producers go to Rocky Morningside and try to sell him a beat, I guarantee you he'll turn you down. I guarantee. I don't care what your beat sound like, he'll turn you down. I guarantee it because he's adopted me as his producer because we've bonded like that over the years, and I know what he looks for music wise, and so you just build that relationship. But man, the underground market is a dope market, man, and really in the commercial industry, they're looking for a certain group of producers that they use, and they're already known. They're already known. Every now and then they'll come across a guy on YouTube somewhere and they say, "Hey man, this dude is dope," and they add him to their market, and then it becomes that. But he's not. He becomes famous, and then he's not on the underground market. But that's one every 100, 2, 3, 400,000 producers that produce anything. If you look at the industry now, take the top 10 songs, and I guarantee you it's 3 or 4 producers in it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Big ups to J Beats for the super chat. Okay.
Super Chat,
Say
J Beats,
say that
my
like
boy.
fast 5 times. Super chat, super chat, super chat.
J Beats, J Beats and Wave for the Super Chat, Super Chat, Super Chat.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're answering all his questions. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Uh,
All your questions cost you 75 cents, folks.
yeah, that's so I was looking at another question and I was trying to find it. Um, it was a question about. copyright, was it? Let me see. Let me go. Let me scroll. Let's see. Yeah, how? Okay, this is another one from J Beats. How would one go about copyright and patents?
Ooh, um, I'm gonna speak this on my experience because that's lawyer talk that I don't usually get into.
Right.
Um, um, Everything that I've done, the artists have copyrighted. Um, but again, I'm working with artists directly and not indirectly, so it's a little different when you do that. Um, and the stuff I send to film and TV, we share the profit on whatever the deal is. Um, Dang man, I would say make your best judgment on that. Let me say this. I'm gonna say it like this. If you, it's like $50 for up to 20 or 30 tracks or something like that to get it copyrighted. Um, and let's just say you get them copyrighted, you don't sell any of them. They're just out there. You just kind of you hadn't really sold them, you hadn't even really made anything back on them. Then they're just copyrighted.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. They're just copyrighted, and there is a certain hoopla you have to go through. Let's say if you submitted film and TV or something like that, there's a certain thing that you would have to go through or remake a track to send to them, but it's got to be like the one that they liked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just make best decisions on that. That's lawyer talk. That is situational. There is no grand answer for that when it comes down to copywriting and distribution and all that good stuff. It's a certain situation. It's situational stuff that it could happen or it could not. Um, Film and TV is a little different. There's not a lot of stealing that you hear of in film and TV, but I do know in the commercial music era that people steal because there's YouTube and SoundCloud and all that good stuff that people will take it and use it or whatever. Um, it's good then because you have some kind of a protection, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's just if that happens. Um, Man, I don't want to give answers to that because
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
legal
yeah,
lawyer stuff that I just
yeah,
it's so
absolutely. Yeah,
situational.
that's actually most of us, but like in my experience, like with
Hmm.
with copywriting, copywriting can be expensive or it can work in your favor.
Yes.
Like Focus said, it's about $50 to copyright, and please don't get that mistaken with publishing. Publishing is a total different thing.
Yes. Completely
But
different
with
thing.
copyright is to protect your music and it prevents other people from stealing your music, right? So the cool thing about the copyright office is they allow you to upload as much music as you want
Mm,
as long as it's one submission. So one submission may
right.
be like
Hmm.
$50, and but you can upload like about 500 songs and get them all
Hmm.
copyrighted, or you can go song by song. So I guess it just depends, like case by case. If you working on something, for instance, like with an artist, and it's one of those things where you're working with a label or you just something about you about to release something, you definitely want to. In that scenario, you probably will spend $50 on one song or maybe two songs or
Hmm.
whatever. Um, so it just really depends. But like copyright is there to help prevent from um potential thefts. Um, the other cool thing about copyright is that they allow you to. It's, I kind of like to describe it like a pending state. Like you can actually start the copyright process, and if you're not quite done with the song yet, like if I was to be like, say, like I had an artist come here right now and we vibing and we work on something and I want to like a copyright that immediately, I can start the process. I can put it in the in the queue, and the copyright office will know. Okay, he has started the process. Blah blah blah. And just for instance, just in case it gets out, someone get a hold of it and something happened. It's like you don't have to wait till the song is completely done in order to start the process. You can start it as soon as you have something to copyright. And so
Mm-hmm.
the other thing about copyright that you guys need to know is that the only thing that you can copyright is melody. You cannot copyright drums. You
Right.
cannot copyright chord progression. It's impossible to copyright chord progression because the chord progressions that we use in mostly all of the all of the music you ever hear are the same chord progressions over and over and over. So just imagine if someone was able to copyright a chord progression, then no one would have any music out because
Right.
someone will always get sued and someone get in
Yep.
trouble all the time. It's the melody. So your melody has to be unique in a way. So you can use like a Michael Jackson chord progression, but you got to change the melody and you good. You Gucci at that
Yep.
point. Um,
Mm-hmm.
only I'll say it's very rare instances where like drums will get copywritten. Like it has to be like so unique in a way where it you know it has to be really unique in a way where
I
you
mean,
can
very unique.
patent that style or that sound. But um it's usually just the melody. It's and that's really what they're after, the melody and of course your own lyrics, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot copyright what is it you can't copyright, what is it that everybody do, uh just singing everybody's song. I forget, man. I don't know what's going on with my brain. Covers.
Covers. I
Shout
got
out to my
it.
wife in the background. She just helped me out. She's
Yeah.
like producer assistant. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't copyright covers, even though you sing it differently and you got these other runs, blah 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 blah, whatever.
Yep.
You may play the song
Mm-mm.
differently, but the fact that you're using the song, you're using the same lyrics, you can't copyright that. You'll get in trouble for that. But
Yep.
what you could do is you can upload the works as like
Cover.
yeah, cover. You can
Mm-hmm.
definitely protect your version of the cover, but it's not yours, and you can't claim it as yours.
Yep.
So with publishing, now publishing goes in a different direction. Just like Focus said, like copyright is a little bit lenient when it comes to like placement music. I still
Mm-hmm.
say copyright your music. And it's really anything tangible. So like when I do stuff on live or video, whatever, I'm technically copywriting because it's like tangible, it's recorded, and it's like, yeah, I can. But I can still say if one of you guys was to steal one of my beats, that I surely don't think that that's the case because I have great people that subscribe to the channel. But if one of you guys was to take something that I did, it can go both ways in courts, and I guess it depends on the judge. Like I can fight and say, hey, I did this live stream, I came up with this on the fly and prove that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have some judges that may flip the script, and it just really depends. It's like, well, you didn't
Yep.
copyright it, so like y'all have to be careful with that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, so it's one of those things. It's case by case scenarios right there. But when you publish something, it don't cost you much. Well, I know with BMI is free. You can sign up for a free account with BMI, and
Mm-hmm. Shout out to BMI.
yeah.
That's what I'm under.
Okay. Yeah. What's up? That's what's up. BMI allows you to sign up for free. And when you start getting placements or whatever, that's what they're going to ask for. They're going to ask for your publishing information, your writer's account or whatever, of course. And you can be covered that way. And with a publishing account, which is different from copyright, right? Copyright is protecting your music, but the publishing
Mm-hmm.
side of it is what that's the group that makes sure that you get paid. So
Yep.
if your music gets selected, airplay on TV, on the radio, in the club, in a jukebox.
Every quarter.
Every quarter. Absolutely.
Every
They're
quarter.
gonna make sure those are the people that's gonna make sure that you get your money, because you cannot be listening to this radio station and that radio station at the same time. You don't know what's being played. So that's their job. And the account is free. It's
Yep.
crazy. Like, okay, I think with ASCAP you have to pay a small fee, but it's not that much. I think it's like, I don't know, like $60. They may have went up since then, but yeah, hopefully you guys understand the difference between copyright and
Yep.
publishing. I don't talk about it
Good.
much on the channel, but it's, yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up. It's necessary.
Good question.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. All right, so G'd up beats. We got a new phase when making beats. When it comes down to structuring your beat, intro 4 bars, 1 to 4 hooks, 2 to 4 verses, or how do y'all go about that?
Mm. Um, I know for myself, everybody likes it straight to the point now.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a maybe a 4 bar loop if that, somewhere between 2 and 4, and right into it and go for it and go. Um, that's usually how I go. I know with film and TV is like that. I know a lot of the newer artists is like that. I come up in the era where that intro was long, baby. That intro was super long. You can record that intro on a voicemail and make yourself sound like you the man.
Yeah.
You you call that voicemail, you got about 16 bars to go. You can put that voicemail in. But yeah, I would say somewhere between 2 and 4. Um, maybe like a 16 verse, 4 bar hook. That's like the average. It's pretty. It just depends on the artist these days. Um, there's really no right or wrong way to do it. I would just say that the best advice I give you is get to the beat as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Cause that's what everybody's looking for. What it's gonna sound like when it drop. Um, so that would be my setup on an average, but that changes all the time.
Yep.
Now with film and TV is you don't have this structure in film and TV. So if any of y'all do film and TV, if you do film and TV asking this question, um, it's a completely different setup with film and TV. It's no bars and loops and hooks and none of that. So it's a completely different setup.
Yep. Yep. You got to come in with the bang. Like the first time they oh, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah,
It's almost like
yeah,
putting the chorus first when it comes to that. Or it could be something that sounds like an intro, like going into something. But again, it just depends on what you're doing. And there are some other intricate stuff I could share, but that's like a whole nother topic. I'm not gonna go far.
hmm
Uh, so uh, back in the day, my computer crashed a couple of times, and I lost all my beats. I learned from that. Ooh, sorry to hear that, J Beats. You know what? It's like
Oof.
it's like one of those things I think that happened to most producers, and it happened to me. I don't know about you, Focus, but
Oh yes, a couple times.
it happens to everybody, and that's just the nature of being working on computers, because they will fail.
Yes,
Hard drives will fail,
yes they will.
and unfortunately, us it's like we're in front of the computers a lot, probably more than anybody, and
Mm-hmm.
you would think that we know more about computers, and we do over time. We do, but when you work on a computer, there is some things that you have to do in order to save your computer from dying so quickly. Like, for instance, turn your freaking computer off at night. If you're not using your
Yes,
computer, turn that jab off, because what
yes,
happens
please do.
is if you leave it running overnight, those wheels are spinning, those gears are spinning, the fan is going, and stuff will burn out. And I mean, if you can hibernate your computer, that's almost as good as turning it off. But I actually physically turn mine off. If I'm not using it, I turn it off. Um, and that saved my computer. I have an iMac in the background, and I just recently like converted to a newer one. But that joint is 10 years old. and it still works like a
Mm,
charm.
mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I updated or upgraded was because the OS, it doesn't support the newer OS systems. So the
Right.
things that I needed to do, like video editing, because I'm using DaVinci Resolve or the newer Final Cut Pro, and then like Logic, of course, and some other things that I do on my computer, it would not take the update. I needed an updated system. And also the ports on the back of my computer were outdated. I needed like Thunderbolt, USB C, and all that, that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
If that wasn't the case, I'll still be rocking it. As a matter of fact, it still powers up. I'm still using it. But yeah, turn your computer off. Like I hear so many horror stories about people computers just crapping out on them, and I'm like, so how old is your computer? Oh, it's just 2 years old. Like, dang, dude, really? 2 years
Whew.
old, bro? What are you doing on your computer? Like, you got to take care of your joints. Switch out the drive to SSD, which is one factor, because those optical drives or the spindle drives, those goes bad pretty fast. So yeah, man, just take care of your stuff and have several hard drives. Several hard drives, backup. The way I have my setup,
Yes.
I have a hard drive here. I'm going to get another one because I used to have three hard drives connected to my computer at one point. One was like the time machine backup, and it was backing up everything on my computer and everything on my hard drive. And that way, if anything goes wrong, you have a backup of everything. So you definitely want to get in the habit of like having like several drives, backup stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, man, and you know,
That is just as important as the equipment.
yeah, absolutely.
Trust me. I've lost money off that kind of stuff.
Man, why did you bring that up, man? You bringing back old memories. Like it's like I'm upset all over again. Like man, that I'm telling you, I
Woo.
was I was in between like three different projects with three different artists,
Uh,
and I dude, I had sessions set up that week, and I had to break it to him like, sorry, I have to cancel the session because I lost everything. And the first question is, what? What do you mean? Like, bro, really? Tell me what are you talking about, bro? I erased your entire session, all of the
uh,
songs we did, and it was like this one artist we did like 8 songs together, and it took months to get to that point, and I lost it just like that. And
uh,
that happened to another artist. We was pretty much done with her project, and I lost it just like that. And man, they wanted to sick dogs on me, and
oof.
it cussed me out. Um,
Oof.
it was I was like looking over my shoulders, making sure no one was outside my door because I just knew my life was over. And they spent so much money with me, recording that stuff. Man, that was.
Yeah, man. That stuff hurt,
I'm
man.
glad I got
That
through it
stuff
though.
hurt. Yeah. Yeah, man. You have to have, I tell you, like my setup is I have a hard drive that's backing up everything time machine. Then I have one that I actively use because I have two different systems that I'm working on. I have my MacBook and my iMac, and I need to be able to work on both of them. So I save all of my beats and stuff to a hard drive, to a not Rev, but I can't remember the name of it, but it's one that has it's a high performance hard drive, external hard drive. And then I have one that stores everything. So I have all my current stuff there, all my other stuff that I'm finished. When I'm finished, I transfer it to another hard drive. So I have this process of hard drives that I have going on just to try to back it up as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Much,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very important stuff here. What computer specs? Um, for me, I have iMac, the 2019 model, and right now I have 16 gig in the memory, but I'm going to max it out to 64. I have a hybrid drive. I'm looking forward to switching that out to a full SSD. Um,
Ooh,
I have an i5 process on here. I think it's at three point something. Um, was the speed of it, which is pretty decent. It's a bump up from my previous computer. Um, I always hook a external hard drive, like you guys heard us mention earlier. I always hook a external hard drive. This is a lacy drive right here. This is a 4 terabyte. So like all of my native instrument uh files, all of the Studio One, all of the Logic, like everything, music, movies, and things like that lives on this drive. And I have two more other lacy drives that are like, I think they're like a terabyte each, if I'm not mistaken. There's stuff on there as well. I have a G drive that's a 2 terabyte. Like I have several drives because I'm very having an external drive will save your life, and it's very important that you do not put all of your files in your computer.
Mm.
You do not want to do that because that's how you will burn your computer out faster. But I mean, you can share what you got going on over there, Focus.
Yeah, man. I'm running a 2011 iMac with an i5, 16 gigs of RAM. I have a terabyte of SSD drive in that, so it does what it do. I'm in rebuild mode right now. I'm looking for something else. I don't know if I want to convert to the trash can or the shredder cheese shredder or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know much about computers. I just know by the high end of everything. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm in rebuild mode because my computer is garbage at this point, but it's an older one. I really got it to get started, and somebody gave it to me. So hey, I just took it and built on it. And I have a iMac, 2012 iMac, not an iMac, but a MacBook Pro, 2013 MacBook Pro, and it's got 16 gigs of RAM. I have two 500 gig SSD drives in it, and it's a monster, man. One of my hard drives just went out, so I got to get another one. And now that I don't know. I don't know what happened with that one, but that's what I'm running. Nothing special. I don't have nothing special yet. Believe it or not, I'm still in the beginning stages of my career, and this is the second time I'm starting to build up. I went from Windows to Mac, and then now I'm going from my Macs that I have now, upgrading to higher end Macs, and with all the specs and stuff on it. Maybe somebody can tell me whether if I should get the trash can or the cheese grater, whichever one I have now.
I think that's a solid unit.
Hmm.
Yeah, those because you can definitely like upgrade the heck up out of it. Um,
Which one, the trash can, or which
no,
one?
the not the trash can,
Cheese
the cheese grater. You can.
cheese grater.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the direction I'm going. Then y'all heard it here on
yeah,
stream with my boy Ellip. I'm
yeah.
getting the
So I
cheese
have
grater.
I have a cheese grater down here at the bottom. That's what's powering the second computer. But it's old. It's a 2009, I think, and I bought it specifically to do live streams on. But unfortunately, I haven't upgraded to get to that point yet. But yeah, I mean it's cool because you can I put like a USB 3.0 in there not too long ago. I put a PCI card in there, and it's cool, but it's
Yeah.
it's just not powerful enough. So I gotta continue working on that. So this is like one of those things where a music producer take something out and then just upgrade it.
Hmm.
Do your thing with it. It's
Hmm.
like a little project. See how well
Yeah.
it goes. Um, but yeah, so here's one now. This one is interesting because like Nexus just came out with a plugin, right? And then Korg Triton just came out with one, and so it's like my boy J Beats was like Nexus or
So the
Korg
battle,
Triton.
the battle is on, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
they've been doing that. They've been trying to get us to like, come on, man, we need some type of something. Okay. Um, I don't use either or.
Yep, me either. I was just about to say that. I was
Yeah.
about to say the same thing.
However, I do own a Korg Triton, and I feel like most of the sounds in the Triton are included in the VST. So like years later, now they putting out a VST. Now
Right.
if I had to choose, I would definitely go with Nexus because I always love the sound that come out of Nexus. In my opinion, I love it. Korg Triton has this. I don't know. They do come with a lot of presets in there. It's pretty dope as far as like all that you get. But I have to lean more so towards Nexus. That's kind of like from what I've heard, like pop music, R&B, hip hop, like the stuff that comes out of those plugs. I kind of like those more so than Triton. So Triton does give you a lot, and I think Triton for the price and what they give you is probably more cheaper than Nexus because Nexus is ridiculous, and that's the reason why I don't have Nexus.
Hmm.
But one of these days, I'll get it.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with what you said. From what I've heard on both, for current music and current sound of music, Nexus is probably going to be the best bet. Um, it's going to cost you more, but it's definitely going to be that. If you, either that or Omnisphere, either one of those will, or they're going to give you a more up to date sound, current sound. So yeah, I would definitely say Nexus.
Absolutely, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Hey guys, forgive me if I skipped over some of the questions. I'm just kind of like swifting through, just trying to pick out some. A lot of the comments you guys are just talking to each other, or you just kind of agreeing with some things. So if I pass your question up, please forgive me. Do not do not hate me. Do not
Yeah.
unsubscribe. Stay subscribed. You know, I
Please
appreciate I
don't.
appreciate the thumbs up. Like don't hesitate on the thumbs up because I skipped over your question. Look, I got you. I'll answer your question. If you ask a question and you want me to answer it, I just ask it again, I guess. And I'm just kind of like just trying to pick out some because there's a lot of things that came in.
Yeah, man.
How can I tell all
They
the sounds?
flying.
So this one by Beats and Blends. So how can I get all of the sounds to play across the pads on machine and output arcade? I feel like that might be a one-on-one session.
Yeah, that's a little bit more detail.
Yeah. We need
Yeah,
to pull that up
that's
and
some
like,
details.
yeah, we have to spend some
Yeah,
time
that's
because courses like that, it depends on how you are set up
yep.
and what you have going. So, all right. So let's see. Scrolling down some. So 4TL Music Group. Okay. What's up? First of all, thanks for joining the channel.
Yeah.
He said,
Shout
respect,
out.
respect, folks. I'm an older producer that has old school, new school sound. Um, kind of feel scared to put my beats up, but want to talk about gaining confidence to your beats up. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we was
Uh
like we were talking before. It doesn't matter how old you
hmm
are. There is definitely a market for you. Absolutely.
Yes it is. Yes it is. 4TL, man, this is what I would tell you, bro. I would tell you, man, do some research, do some homework, find out who has that sound right now. You're probably gonna fall more within the underground market we was talking about. Um, and just find you an artist and follow that artist and really communicate with them. Don't just do it just because you want to do beats with them. Like really sell yourself on them as an artist and find out and congratulate them on their music, let them know that you love what they're doing and blah blah blah, and quote unquote shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot, brother. There's a market for you for sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, that's a good thing about this music industry deal. It's a spot for everybody. I think I have a wide range of people that follows this channel, and I try to cover everything. But mostly this channel is based on music production, like in whole. So like you guys will see me do stuff in Studio One or Machine. It's not specific to that. However, a lot of people that uses the same gear will follow me naturally. But like if you guys can just take away like the whole music production aspect, the concept, and apply that to anywhere. This is what I do. I'll sit here and watch people do work in Able to Live, which by the way I think is pretty dope. I'll watch
Yeah,
people in
me too.
Reason. I'll watch people do stuff in I don't know Pro Tools sometimes, and I'll just take that and okay, how can I apply that to what I do, right? And that's what I try to do. Just give you guys things that you can do like overall wherever you are. So, um,
Hmm.
hey, Focus, man, I appreciate it, man. I
Man, you are very, very welcome, brother.
man, this was wonderful, man. Um,
It was a long time coming, man.
yeah. We got to
Yeah.
we got to do this again.
Now
Certainly,
we got to have. Now I got to have you on mine.
yeah,
So
man.
that's how we got to do
Yeah, man.
it.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. I come on there.
Absolutely, man. And
Yeah,
send me that beat you was doing at the beginning of the episode too.
yeah. So what? Okay, because what I'm gonna do is listen to the stream, like okay, and then I'll get it back. Because I think
It's in there.
yeah,
It's in there, bro.
it's in the
If it's saved every 3 minutes, it's in there.
yeah, it's in the cache something. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I always kind
Hmm.
of figure it out. But yeah. Um, so this portion of the oh yeah, if you got any tell everybody where they can find you, like all your links and good
Oh
stuff.
yeah, man. Focus Music. FocuzMuzik. You can find me. I'm that on Instagram, Twitter. I am Focus Music Pro. PRO at the end. I gotta holler at Focus Music to see if I can get that name from. Uh, got that. Facebook, Focus Music Pro, and that's pretty much where I'm at. Instagram, and I mean not Instagram, but YouTube, which is Focus on Beats. I'm gonna put that in here again because I know it's probably at the top. Um, but that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I have been committed to getting back going on social media. I have, I don't want to say I took some time off, but I have kind of slacked off for a little bit just to get all of this stuff in order. And but I'm committing to get back on there.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Absolutely.
All right. Once again, Ellip, I appreciate you, man, hanging out with me, man, and sharing all of the everything, answering the questions with me. Yeah, definitely, man. We just out here trying to help the community, and you know what I mean. I myself focus. We don't mind sharing, our techniques and like what we do, and
Not at all.
and also at the end of the day, it's like we have families and things that we do outside of music, and um, you know, stay encouraged, guys, because life is pretty busy, and
It's
there's
crazy.
yeah, it's a
Hmm.
lot of things that's happening even right now. Like there's a lot of people panicking about where what's gonna happen next, and I encourage you guys like not to think on it. Like don't even focus on none of that. Like open your computer
Hmm.
up, pull up the doll or whatever, mess with some sounds, and get your mind like put your face in the book, so to speak. Like
Yes.
stay right
Hmm.
there and get motivated, create some music, get inspired. That's what I hope that we are doing to you guys, and definitely want to make sure that you purchase the merch. We have merch available for you guys. There's always links on the bottom of the video somewhere. Yeah, this is a movement we are creating, creative movement, creative culture. Yeah, so make sure you guys get one of those. And I think I made this thing or this patent last time on the stream. I said if anybody buy a shirt and y'all send me a picture, tweet me or whatever, then I got to do something for you. I got to put you up on the stream, like put you on spotlight featuring this guy that or this girl that bought a shirt or a hat or whatever. I got to get y'all going and probably like put your beats up there, show people, you know what I'm saying, do something for y'all that support your boy. You know what I mean? So all right. So that's all we have today, and I appreciate all of the likes and all of the new subscribers. If you guys are new here, um, I'm pushing like positive vibes to you guys, nothing but positive vibes, and stay creative. All right, so we're gonna end it right here, and again, this is your boy Ella from Creative Sound. Remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I say it. I say it every video and just have a brain fart. Like, whoa, wait, what is my name again? Man, it's crazy. All right, y'all. Till next time. Oh, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. So I'm gonna bring focus back in on this.
I'm be I'm be tuned in for sure. Be tuned in for sure on this one.
Tomorrow, we got the homie Snipe Young lined up.
Ah,
Indeed. So it's already scheduled. You guys, you do not want to miss that one.
no, you do not.
You don't want to miss this one. This dude right here is on a whole nother level. But the cool thing about this dude is he remains humble, and I talk to him like off and on. Like he's a real cool dude, very, very solid dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
He didn't share so much with me and vice versa. He hit me up and like, bro,
oof.
what was that? And I like, yeah, man, I feel honored to like share something with him. But yeah, y'all don't want to miss that one. And bring your questions, whatever questions you may have, just
Yes.
like you guys did, and don't let the same person ask the same all the questions. All of y'all need to come on, bring some questions,
Mm,
and we're gonna have fun. All right.
yes.
So that is it. Let's end it. Let's end it right here, guys. I appreciate y'all coming out. All right, we out.